Smith.
About a minute away.
Well, you look very official sitting there, Jeremy.
Today is our city council meeting, so
Oh,
we got council tonight.
Like he's in the situation room.
That's what it is. This is where it happens. All right,
Jeremy, you always
pretty much ready to go. I think it's 2 o'clock on my end. All right, I'm gonna
Yes,
call.
Chair.
You good now? I know we were waiting on Linda. Is she there? Melina, perfect. I see her, so we're good.
I'm here.
All right, I'm going to call the meeting to order. It is 2 o'clock. I would like to call Board and Budget and Finance Committee meeting to order at 2 p.m. February 3rd. Thank you for joining the Board and Budget and Finance Committee meeting today, Wednesday, February 3rd. Before we begin with today's business, please ensure that you are in a quiet environment with no background noise. Please mute your device until called upon by the chair or the clerk. Joanne, please read the special notice.
Yes. On March 4, 2020, Governor Newsom proclaimed a state of emergency in California as a result of the threat of COVID-19. Public gatherings are to be limited. Further, on March 18, 2020, Governor Newsom temporarily suspended the Brown Act requirements pertaining to telephonic conferencing of local government meetings and the requirement to have at least one physical location available to the public for purposes of attending the meeting. As such, RTA has opted to conduct the February 3rd, 2021 Budget and Finance Committee meeting via teleconference.
Thank you. Number 2, self-introductions. For today's meeting, we will take a roll call. Will the clerk please take roll call?
Yes. City of Canyon Lake?
I'm here.
City of Beaumont?
Here, Ray.
City of Calamasa?
Present.
County of Riverside District 5?
Here.
City of Hemet?
present.
City of Lake Elsinore?
Here.
City of Norco?
Here.
City of Wildemar?
Here.
And County of Riverside District 3?
Here.
Chair, you have a quorum. Members, please remember to remute your devices.
Joanne, would you please take attendance of RTA staff?
Yes, thank you, Chair. Larry Rubio?
Here.
Craig Fainer?
Here.
Tom Franklin?
Here.
Laura Camacho?
Here.
Rick Majors?
Here.
Kristen Morsinski?
Here.
Natalie Zaragoza? Here. Rick Kazarowski?
Here.
Jim Neekins?
Here.
Charlie Ramirez?
Here.
Thank you, Chair Smith.
I appreciate it. All right, next is item number 3, which is public comments, non-agenda items. Joanne, please read the direction for the public comments.
Members of the public may address the board regarding any item within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. However, no action may be taken on off-agenda items unless authorized by law. Comments shall be limited to matters not listed on the agenda. Members of the public may comment on any matter listed on the agenda at the time that the board considers that matter. Each person's presentation is limited to a maximum of 3 minutes. And Chair Smith, I did receive one request in writing from Keith White, who has asked his comment be read for him.
Thank you. Will the clerk please read Mr. White's comments?
Yes. Good afternoon, committee members. At the last RTA board meeting, I started to cry because of what Larry Rubio said about Vince Rousseau. Vince has a great sense of humor, and he and I always joked around for fun. He is a great guy and always has a positive attitude. I have been around RTA and riding the bus for a long time. I will surely miss Vince at these meetings. Please keep Vince in our prayers. Thank you for your time. Sincerely yours, Keith White, RTA bus rider.
Thank you, Mr. White. All right, is there anyone else on the line that would like to make comments on items not on the agenda? Hearing no more, the public comment option for items not listed on the agenda is now closed. Next, we have item number 4, approval of the minutes of the January 2021 Budget and Finance Committee meeting. Does anyone have any comments? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve?
Mesa moves to approve.
Second, District 5.
Mesa approves with second from District 5 from Art. Are there any no's? Any abstentions? The motion passed. All right, next is item number 5, cash flow projections. This is going to be Charlie will present this.
Thank you.
The floor is
Good
yours.
afternoon, Chair Smith, members of the committee. My name is Charlie Ramirez, and I am the agency's controller. You have before you on page 8, the agency's actual cash position through late January of 2021, followed by a projection of weekly cash activity through March of this year. This is a period that covers the first 9 months of fiscal year 2021. I am happy to report that there are no anticipated cash flow issues expected during this time period. And that concludes my presentation. Chair Smith.
Mr. Ramirez. Any questions for committee members? Any questions from the public? This is a receive and file. Next is item number 6. Investment report. This is also, the floor is yours, Mr. Ramirez.
Thank you, Chair. On page 10, you have the agency's actual investment performance for the quarter ending December 31, 2020, a period that concludes the second quarter of fiscal year 2021. Investment income for the quarter tallied just below $95,000. This is a market improvement from the first quarter of fiscal year 2021. However, this line item is still tracking below budget year to date. And that concludes my presentation. Chair Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Ramirez. Are there any questions for committee members on this? Any questions from the public? All right, this is another receive and file. Next is item number 7. Wow, Mr. Ramirez, you're a popular guy today. Once again, this is going to be the natural gas status report.
Thank you, Chair. The agency's board adopted investment policy outlines the criteria for purchasing natural gas to fuel the 40-foot bus. Prior to 2013, the agency procured its natural gas requirements from the Southern California Gas Company, the region's natural gas utility provider. Starting in 2013, the agency began purchasing its natural gas requirements from a third party, GHI LLC. Not only does GHI provide the natural gas commodity at a discount from the indexed Southern California gas price, they also provide revenue to the agency stemming from the sale of Renewable Identification Number, or RINs, and Low Carbon Fuel Standard, or LCFS, credits. RINs and LCFS are the federal and state programs, respectively, that provide marketable credits for the use of natural gas as an alternative fuel source. Attached to the staff report are 4 graphs depicting key financial data for the agency's natural gas program for the quarter ending December 31, 2020. To summarize the results, the agency experienced cost savings of approximately $21,000 for the quarter. We earned combined RINs and LCFS revenue of $337,000 and earned $246,000 in additional revenue from federal excise tax credits. When you take the cost of the natural gas to fuel our buses and you roll in the revenue from the RINs, the LCFS, and the federal excise tax credit, the agency experienced a net cost of a negative 30 cents per therm. What that means is that the agency was actually paid to fuel our buses with natural gas. And that concludes my presentation. Chair Smith.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions from committee members on this?
Yes, Chair, I do have a question. This is Linda Krupa.
Absolutely.
And this is kind of maybe looking into a crystal ball, which we all know that RTA staff does use crystal balls because you do such good work. But since we RTA has been able to capitalize on the RINs credits and the LCFS credits and lower cost on natural gas procurement. Do you see anything like this maybe coming forward when we transition to electric vehicles?
Good question.
Chair Krupa, this is Charlie Ramirez, the controller. I can tell you that I'm not aware of any programs at this time that would provide for that. That's not to say that there isn't any or that there wouldn't be any, but right now, at least, and anybody else can chime in on this, to my knowledge, there's nothing available, although it is still going to be a while before we get there. So
Right.
I think it's more of a wait and see.
Okay, that it had just occurred to me that since this is actually, it's almost an income generator for RTA, and the costs for recharging the buses, I'm sure is going to exceed this. That's my personal opinion. It would be nice if maybe there were some type of a program like this that could be instituted or would be instituted in the effort to go to clean transportation. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Chair,
Good question.
Chair Smith,
Yeah,
if I may, this is Larry Rubio. I see that Kristen Warzinski activated her camera, and I think she might have something to add to that.
absolutely.
Thank you, Chair. To just bounce off or piggyback on what Charlie said, it is being looked at. There are some credit programs for battery buses, but as you remember, we're going with hydrogen because of the range limitations, at least at this point. There is talks of looking at hydrogen incentive programs. There aren't any right now, as Charlie had mentioned. When we did the modeling and we showed you the financial implications of going zero emission, we did factor in that we would be losing this revenue stream. So that was included in the operating dollars and is part of the reason why even on the operating side, the zero emission buses are more expensive. So we did factor it in as if it doesn't exist because that's what it is right now, but we're hopeful that moving forward that the state and the feds will look at including it.
Thank you, Kristen. Appreciate that. Are there any questions from the public? All right, this is also another item that is received and filed. Next is item number 8, authorization to award agreement number 20-064 to Western States Converters and Transmissions. Natalie, this one's yours. We'll present.
Great. Thank you, Chair Smith, members of the committee. My name is Natalie Zaragoza, and I'm the agency's Chief Procurement and Logistics Officer. The item before you today is a request for authorization to award agreement number 20-064 for the rebuild of 114 Allison B 400R transmissions to Western States Converters and Transmissions. The agency purchased its current fleet of 40-foot Gillig vehicles in September of 2012, and then by April of 2017, all 145 vehicles were delivered and in service. As noted in the staff report before you today, these buses travel approximately 50,000 to 55,000 miles per year on average, and thus many are at the 400,000 mile mark. The cost of a new Allison transmission is approximately $20,000, while at a cost of roughly $5,053, rebuilding the transmission is much more economical. Additionally, the rebuilt transmissions come with a 1-year unlimited mileage, parts, and labor warranty. At last year's January board meeting, staff received authorization to award a contract for 25 transmission rebuilds. These have since been completed and have performed very well. After reviewing the data on the performance of these recently rebuilt transmissions, maintenance estimates that over the next 3 years, 114 transmissions will be in need of these rebuilding services. Therefore, on November 24 of last year, the agency issued ISB number 20-064. Bids were received, and the results are on page 19 of today's agenda. After a thorough review of the low bidding submittal to ensure its compliance with the requirements of the ISB, staff recommends awarding a contract to Western States as the lowest responsive and responsible bidder. Based on previous history with these types of repairs, once a transmission is taken apart and evaluated by the vendor, further repairs that are outside the scope of work may be necessary. Any additional repairs found at that time will be verified and approved by the agency's Director of Maintenance prior to the vendor commencing work. Pricing for these extra repairs was obtained during the procurement. Therefore, staff recommends a 10% contingency, or $57,319.43 to cover any needed additional repairs. To put this into perspective, for the prior rebuilds, we saw that only 8 of the 25 needed any of these additional repairs. As shown on page 19 of today's agenda, sufficient funds were included in the agency's board-approved capital budget. Therefore, the action before you today is to approve and recommend this item to the full board of directors for their consideration of the award of an agreement to Western States in an amount of $573,194.28 with a 10% contingency of $57,319.43 for a total project budget of $630,513.71. Chair, that concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Natalie. Any questions from committee members?
Yes, this is Ted Hoffman from Norco.
Absolutely, Ted, go ahead.
Natalie, what's the downtime for the buses for that?
Oh, gosh, I am not terribly sure. If we could get Adam to chime in on that, that would be
Sure.
great.
Sure. Thanks, Natalie. Director, great question. What we've seen is that the turnaround period of it is about 2 days. They get the transmission, they tear it down, rebuild it, have it back in our possession within 2 days.
Nice.
Great, that's fast. Thank you.
It's great.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Any other questions from any other committee members? Any questions from the public? All right, I need a motion to approve.
Norco moves to approve.
Oops.
Calamasa second.
I think I got Ted for the motion and Linda for the second. Is that correct?
That'll work.
Yes.
Perfect. Are there any no's? Any abstentions? All right, the motion passed. Next is item number 7, board members' comments. Let's just go down, based upon committee members. Linda Krupa, do you have anything to report?
I do. And I just want to say, you've done an excellent job in your first meeting of chairing the Budget and Finance Committee. I think I made a good choice.
Yes, you did. I got a lot to learn from you, that's for sure.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Ray, do you have anything? Nope. Linda Molina, I know you have something because you always say you love to talk. So what do we got going on in Calamasa?
I do, and it's nice to see you at the helm, and you did do a great job, and you always do, and you always look like a sharp dude. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Director Santos, did you have something to say?
No, yes. I mean, I just like to say, Jeremy, I'm here, and I was mute on this. I mean, I like to say.
Friend Ray, of course.
Yeah, how you doing?
How you doing, Vigo?
Good. I just like to say to everybody, the two Lindas and everybody out there. So, Jeremy, good job, man.
Thanks, Ray.
I'll see you more. Thanks a lot.
Timothy, Lake Elsinore, you got anything?
I'll just add and say good work today, and have a good day.
Thank you, Timothy. Appreciate it. Ted, do you have anything?
No, I think that's good. You made this thing go by smooth and fast. You learned a lot from Linda.
Taught me a lot. I'm trying to beat her record. I think her record is 2:22, so I'm 4 weeks away.
I'm good with that.
Bridget, you got anything from Wildemar?
Good job, Jeremy. And actually, I want to say thanks, staff. I received a very nice plaque in the mail, so thank you very much for that.
Awesome. Thank you, Bridget. We appreciate you. Michelle, District 3, you got anything for us?
Nothing today.
All righty. And Art, you got anything? Nope. Or is it just audio? All right, I don't see anything. Next is item number 10, announcements. Larry, do you have any announcements?
I have one announcement, Mr. Chair. Sadly, I have to report that one of our coach operators passed away yesterday. Due to HIPAA regulations, I can't disclose much more information than that. I did share this detail with Chair Krupa earlier this morning, or late this morning. I am waiting a word from our attorney to see exactly how much I can disclose, and I will probably be sending an email, a private email to the board this evening on exactly what occurred. That concludes my announcements, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Larry. Wish it was better news, but prayers and thoughts go out to the family, obviously. Next is item number 11. The meeting of the Board and Budget and Finance Committee is scheduled for Wednesday, March 3rd, and that's at 2 p.m. I'm going to call the meeting adjourned at 2:20. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate you participating. Thanks for all the feedback and the questions.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you.
everybody.
Bye-bye.